It's Thursday, which means it's branding. And this is the first time I'm doing the live with the new Facebook interface. So I guess we'll test this one out too and see if it goes any better. One of the things I keep noticing, and it's one of those things that I played with about 12 years ago at a networking event, is if you take off your logo, what's left? Do I know you? Can I still tell it's you? It, like I said, it's probably been 10 years ago when I did this at an event and I took everyone that was going to be at the event, I took all of their logos ahead of time, changed them out so that you couldn't actually see the name of the business, and then made a handout and sent it back out. Now, you may think that things like the Nike swoosh, the McDonald's golden arches, there are some that are really, really easy to recognize. It was amazing to me how many of these small business owners didn't recognize their own logo. Now, that's just a visual, right? That's just one small representation of their business, of their brand, and it certainly doesn't include their persona. When you take that off, what's left? Do you actually pass that test? I mean, it's part of that 9-point legend signature checklist. Is if you take your logo off something, can you still tell that it's you? Can you still tell that it came from you? And not only that, but can I tell where it came from? But then what do I expect of that? What do I think of what comes next? If I can tell it's you, regardless of why, do I know what to expect? Do I know what my interaction is going to be like with you and your company? Do I know how you treat people? Do I know how you like to do business? Do I know how you like to get paid? Do I understand what my experience will be like from start to finish if I engage with you? This is the power of a brand versus just a logo. Now, keep in mind, even some of the big guys don't have a brand. Seth Godin tells a story and alludes to comparing Nike and Hilton. Now, if you think Hilton hotels, you think, okay, I know I'm going to get a bed. It's going to be probably a decent location as far as like convenient to things in the city. There will be muffins at some kind of continental breakfast type. I mean, there's things that you expect in a Hilton, right? With Nike, you think sporty, high end, like there are things that are associated with, athletic. There are certain things that are associated with Nike. What if you were to swap them? For example, if Nike came out and said, we are going to open up a chain of hotels, what comes to your mind? Like there are certain expectations at that point. I know exactly what it would feel like to walk into a Nike hotel. I mean, there's driving music and there's an energy about it and there's a warmth and there's certain things that I expect because I know what Nike stands for and I know how they treat their people and I know what my experience with them is as a consumer. So whether that's a shoe or a hotel, I had a really good idea of what a Nike hotel would feel like. Now, what if Hilton were to put out a line of shoes? It's not just crickets in your head, it's in mine too. What could you expect from a Hilton shoe? I mean, there would probably be laces, but not sure. They might be slip-on. Um, this is the difference between a logo and a brand. I know you have heard me, if you're listening to this, you have heard me say 1,000 times, and I know you know this. Your brand is more than a logo. But for reals, it's more than a logo. Hilton has a really great business and they have really great hotels, but they don't, from my perspective, they don't have a brand because I don't know what it would be like. There's no feeling there. There's no experience other than I know I'll have a place to sleep. I know I'll have a place to take a shower. I know there will be some kind of continental breakfast offered. I don't know what it would actually feel like to walk in and interact with someone. There's not an expectation there. Hilton's brand, Hilton's persona doesn't show up before they do. Nike's does. Nike's brand precedes them. Does yours? So what are you putting out there besides your logo? Besides your message that you've crafted down to 30 seconds or less so you can spin it off in a Zoom call, what are you putting out there? How are you showing up? This is part of why I love the conversation about persona in a brand. Because it's not just one thing or another. It's not just logo font colors, although that's absolutely a part of it because it is how you are showing up. It is how you are showing up. But your persona is not just who you are, it's why you are. It's how you are. And that's a huge part of establishing a brand worth remembering, a brand worth sharing, a brand that you are able to share and refer because you know exactly what to expect. It goes beyond just your visuals here in our little Vogue rectangles. It goes beyond what people see and even hear. And your persona, it allows them to feel you. It allows them to say, oh, I'm not even sure what she does, but I know I want to be in her space. I've seen her energy. I've seen her speak. I've been in it next to her at a, back, remember live events? I've been there and I know I just want to know more about her. I want to know more about her business. I want to support her business. I want to be able to send people to her business. There's something about a powerful, developed, claimed persona that builds a business like nothing else can. And it goes beyond just your words. It goes beyond your vocabulary and your tone and your tenor. It extends into how you treat people. It extends into how you actually like to run your business. And that includes finances, by the way. That includes revenue. Developing a powerful persona is partially, because again, it's all the things, right? There is something really amazing about developing such a persona that people know exactly how to expect to pay you and to be paid and to be interacted with. If something is late, how does that look? Like what happens when a deadline is missed, whether that's for payment, for invoicing, or it's a project or a task. That's part of your persona. Because again, it's not just the who you are, it's the how you are and how you're showing up with people, how you can be depended upon, and how you actually express yourself and how people experience all the amazingness that is you. Now, I know that Nike has that swoosh and it's incredibly recognizable. But what does that Nike promise? You may not have been in business as long as Nike, and you may not have the marketing and branding budget of Nike. But the really great part about that is that you actually do get to develop a persona. You have an advantage. They get to develop that through product. So do you. But because chances are, if you're hearing my voice, you're an entrepreneur, you also get to build that through you. You get to develop a brand that is your business brand and your personal brand, and you get to decide exactly where they overlap, where they differentiate, and how you work with your people. So, how are you showing up? If you came to me and said, Amber, I'm going to switch products and I'm going to do this, would I still know how to experience you in that new line of work? This is a really amazing opportunity as we continue to adjust to a very, very virtual world, as we in, as we continue to fight for our space in this 12.8 billion device connection, as we insist on having our own space, our own voice heard, and as we are determined to get loud with purpose. This is a really, really great time to be developing your persona in a way that there is no mistaking who you are. There's no mistaking how you work, how you do business, how you treat people, clients, vendors, partners, those who did buy, those who didn't buy. As you are changing your business and adapting and adjusting because it's what we do, it is second nature. And some pivots, yep, some are doozies. Some are, some will kick your butt a little bit, but we continue to do it. As you do that, make sure your persona keeps up with you. This is a really amazing opportunity. This time more than ever, it's an opportunity to develop that persona so I know exactly what to expect for you, whether it's online, if it's a recording of your services and your products and your coaching. I know exactly how to experience that. I know what to expect because your persona is that strong, that clear, that consistent. Is yours? If you decided to open a hotel chain, would I know what to expect? Take a look at that. Develop your persona in a way that it makes you happy, that it draws in the people that you are excited to work with. And until I see you in person, rock on.